In designing game sense lessons with the Mowbray Primary School students, Sam and I based our content around invasion games. Invasion games involve teams invading their opponent's defensive area in an attempt to score, as well as protecting their own area to prevent the opposition from scoring. These games involve key concepts of tactical thinking, positioning, effective object control, attacking strategies, and defensive strategies.
These activities, class discussions and elaborations aim to have students implement teamwork and cooperation to collectively devise strategies and solve tactical problems in a variety of invasion games. We devised three main learning objectives that are at the centre of learning for these lessons. Students implement specific locomotor skills to produce effective movement patterns. Students develop an understanding of effective uses of object control and passing skills throughout the activities. Students engage in and develop tactical, attacking and defensive strategies.
Choosing these learning outcomes linked various fundamental movement skills that students in grade 5 and 6 should have been exposed to and achieved competency in. This allowed students to see meaning and relevance to their learning, stimulating understanding and allowing for higher order thinking toward the invasion activities.
In order to create an effective learning environment, we used dialogical and open-ended questioning. This involved us asking questions to probe and stimulate student thinking, as well as students asking questions in return to broaden their understanding and knowledge on the matter. Teacher-directed questioning involved three main concepts: time questions, when to run, when to pass; space questions, where to run, where to pass; risk questions, when to attack or defend, who should I pass to. Using these questions allowed students to extend the conceptual understanding of the activities while challenging themselves to apply new strategies that would prove advantageous to their team.
The lesson planning that took place prior to the commencement of the 2-week program provided Sam and I with an effective resource of activities for efficient learning. Each activity was planned with a step-by-step procedure, a list of rules, equipment and pre-planned questions to assist in the learning process. Over the 2 weeks, the lesson plan provided a reliable reference for us to create an optimal environment that stimulated effective learning. Our learning outcomes and activities align with the following curriculum strands for the Grade 5-6 Health and Physical Education program. Invade the Base aimed at introducing the concept of invasion. With minimal stimuli, basic rules and dividing the class into 2 games allowed us to maximise student learning. Prior to commencing the activity, we asked the students of their prior exposure to the game sense approach, more specifically invasion games such as football, soccer, netball or rugby. Invade the Base involved 2 teams moving themselves and the ball toward the end zone at the opposite end of the area. This game allowed us as teachers to evaluate student understanding of the game sense approach, as well as briefly assess the fundamental movement skills.
The purpose of box ball was to encourage students to use alternative forms of passing. These could include chest pass, bounce pass, underarm and shoulder pass. This activity focused on the pass and move concept. As students passed their lateral partner, they were then tasked to follow the pass and return. This was an easy concept for students to understand movement without the ball for later adaptation to the game sense scenario.
The progression to box ball introduces a defender. Students are tasked with moving the ball laterally and the only rule being no diagonal passes. This attempts to diminish the use of the over-the-top pass in later game sense scenarios.
Our final activity involved combining all concepts learnt and developed in prior activities. 360 ball introduces one new rule: the ability to score 360 degrees around the target, maximising the use of the area. Students were encouraged to use the concepts of lateral passing, movement without possession, defensive movement patterns and effective invasion and scoring strategies.
Some advantages of the game sense approach included: it allowed us as teachers to focus on the why of an activity before emphasising the how, gave students independence in their decision making and tactical application, maximised time on task with inclusive activities, provided quick assessment opportunities on student capabilities and the ability to implement skill correction games. Some disadvantages were: students may develop bad habits in relation to the activities, and some students may feel insecure in an open game sense environment. Evaluation of the lesson was derived from both self-reflection and peer reviews. Review sheets were completed by our fellow university peers with key aspects of our teaching and the students' learning evaluated. Self-reflecting on the 2 weeks, it was a fantastic opportunity to plan and implement a variety of game sense activities using a wide range of pedagogical strategies. Having a variety of feedback forms allowed us to re-evaluate our strategies and activities to better suit the learning of the students. Overall, the activities were a success. Students were engaged and determined to participate in learning and attain the learning outcomes.